Peace and love. Sending you all positive energy, high vibes, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or any questions in my description below. 21 on the clock. Today I'm going to be speaking about the energy of travel astrology, also known as relocation astrology, okay, and also astrocartography, okay. So I always just say travel astrology. So make sure you all subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or any questions in my description below. In my description below, I'm going to show you all on a link how you'll be able to go directly on Astral Travel or Astral Dynast and put your correct time of birth, and it's going to give you a correct map. Okay, it's going to be accurate. You have to have the exact time of birth for the map to be accurate. Now we're dealing with travel astrology. We're dealing with the energy of the planets and the placements of the energy of the states we're in. And some is more harmonizing, some is challenging. But I'm going to let you know the aspects that's used and how we can actually travel to these places for vacation, also to relocate, or to even meet new people, have new friends, also connect with harmonizing relationships, and find our twin flame match by traveling outside of our comfort zone and tapping into the lines that resonates with the time we were born, that is in resonance with the planets and the energy they hold. So if you are a traveler, you will have the understanding. Once you travel to different locations, you're going to feel the energy. Okay, you're going to feel the energy of the atmosphere. And from my personal experience, every time that I traveled to Florida, it always felt like a place of home for me. I've been there like over 5 times. And as I view travel astrology, that's my harmonizing place where I feel myself the most, and I receive that positive and that high vibrating energy. Okay, so that's why I was always going towards Florida areas, okay, because that is my power, okay, on the eastern hemisphere. Okay, so once you are viewing your map, and if you are African descent, the maps have been changed. Okay, now in Greek mythology, this is a collective consciousness, and I don't say this to upset anyone, but I'm all about the truth. Okay, so we have the understanding of who we are, and we'll be able to align to the true essence of the soul by having the understanding of what hemisphere to go to live in harmony. Okay, to create harmonizing relationships, to find our soul mates, to actually resonate with people who's going to support us and support everything that we do, and it's not being filled with negativity when you go to a certain state. Okay, even though you have to be one within yourself first and find that harmony and peace, no matter of the external experiences of wherever you at. Some people like to step outside of their comfort zone and go to a place where they feel that love and that positivity, that light and that encouragement, and people who support them. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. So don't ever think it is if you want to relocate and get in a better atmosphere that align with your soul mission on this planet, nothing wrong with it at all. Even to connect with your twin flame. Okay, so when you go on astral travel and you're going to look at your map, now in Greek mythology, this is the northern hemisphere at the bottom and the southern hemisphere at the top. Okay, they eastern hemisphere is over here where my hand, and a western hemisphere is over here where my hand is at. Okay, now if you are African descent, everything is based on the beginning, as the northeast is the darkest place in ancient Kemet. Okay, and that's symbolic to the beginning of things. So if you go on your map and it tells you that you will be more blissful in the northern hemisphere, that means to go to the opposite hemisphere. Go to the southern hemisphere instead of the northern hemisphere, because the northern hemisphere is going to be transformational for you. It's always going to be the opposite once you're dealing with African descent. This is your true origins of your essence of your soul, so that's why I want you all to know, I don't speak about it to have confusion, but I speak about it to have love and have the understanding of the self and your origins, no matter the nationality. But if this align with you, it's very important that you know which hemisphere to go to be able to be in a blissful, harmonizing, and supportive relationship, supportive friends, and a successful business. Okay, always be familiar with that. So if it is going to tell you, because it told me, and I looked at my map and I forgot all about it. I'm like, I forgot the hemispheres are switched. And I looked, I'm like, I'm going to go to the opposite place. So as soon as I looked at the opposite states, that's when Florida, Canada, all the places that's blissful for me, that I'm going to be more successful in, popped up. And I'm like, that's why every time I go to these places and travel, it just feel like I'm so home and I'm so abundant, and my vibes are just like at the top of the roof. They just high. It's just like love for me. Like, it's just so much love in them states when I go there. I love it. And I love to travel. So if you are a traveler, it's great to go to all states if you can and see what's the energy for you. Okay, how do it feel for you? Okay, but from my experience of travel astrology, it's people who actually go to these places and they experience great bliss, just as well as transformational times. Now, some people will not go to a Saturn line because Saturn is all about transformational times. It's all about growth and expansion. And it's all about having those minor setbacks to have those major come ups. So it's going to be darkness dealing with Saturn and a lot of other planets, and I'm going to break them down for you. So it's basically holding the energy of our birth chart, really. And as I looked at my birth chart and I seen where my sun sign was at, and my ascendant sign and my sun sign is basically my rising sign on my birth chart. Okay, and our rising sign identifies our expression outwards into humanity. How do we express ourselves in relationships, friendships, intense relationships, co-workers? How we express ourselves externally into the universe. Okay, now for an example, if you have a sun sign on your ascendant sign, it's seen on astral travel as AC or either ASC, it's going to indicate that if you have that sun and that ascendant, when you go there, it's going to be blissful. You're going to shine. It's the core energy. It's where you feel home the most, where you can express yourself, where you can be successful, where you can be all you want to be. Okay, it's your core personality, and you're going to be successful. You're going to have people who support you. It's going to be abundant for you. You're going to have great confidence about yourself, and it's just going to be blissful. Okay, now if you go to a AC line or a ASC line, also rising sign, and you have Saturn on that AC line, you're going to be going through transformational times, darkness, okay? And it's all going to be to build your character. That's what it's going to be about. Building your character, setting values. 111 was just on the clock. Being persistent, building strong foundations, and just working specifically on you to become, okay? Now, when we're dealing with the moon line is how we express our deep emotions, intuitive energy, outward, and how do we deal with them internally as well. If you go to a moon line, it's going to indicate that you're going to receive that intuitive energy. You're going to be in touch with the intuitive the most. You're also can connect with the motherhood energy because it's connected with the moon. Also, the energy of fertility. If you want to conceive, this will be a place to go to the moon line. Always be familiar. The moon line is symbolic to the moon. So the moon is moody. The moon changes her energy, but it's also a place to go to for peace, motherhood, fertility, and also to tap into your inner guidance and your gifts. Because once we're dealing with the intuitive, 222 was just on the clock, we're dealing with home, the mother of the beginning, okay, the divine feminine energy. Now, if you go to a Mercury line, this is going to be a place where you'll be feeling emotionally strong. You will connect with others through your emotions. You will connect with Dahuti energy of ancient Kemet, Thoth, the god of handwriting, literature. Okay, when we're dealing with the energy of Mercury, it's all about a higher level of consciousness to perceive the intellect. Okay, so tapping into that inspiration and that creative spark inside of you intuitively. 1313 on the clock. So when you go to these areas, if you are a poet, you like poetry, you actually do book writing, you are into entertainment of audience and literature, the Mercury line will be a great place to go to for ascension and intellectual development. Okay, always be familiar with that. We're dealing with Venus. If you go to a line of Venus, Venus is symbolic to the energy of love. Okay, love, beauty, material possessions, finance, career. It's like an abundant line to go to. Okay, so you're going to feel that glow up, that launch of success, career, serious. You're going to be able to radiate the warmth and the beauty and the shine externally. Okay, it's going to be positive energy. Individuals actually go to a Venus line to meet their soulmate and to connect with a high vibrating career choice, to be able to be successful and to attract supporters as well. Okay, if you go to a line of Mars, You're going to experience great passion, excitement, being cultivating ideas and your inner passions, becoming a leader, overstanding the energy of ascension, because you're going to have the energy of aggressiveness, sometimes being overwhelmed, and you're going to need to blow off steam. And it's because when we're dealing with Mars is the energy of fire, war, combat as well. So this is places to go to be able to have that ascension and a learning experience, that boost of drive and passion. But this is a line not to go to and stay, because you're going to receive that aggravation and that irritation, because it's that Mars energy. Always be familiar with that. Once we're dealing with the energy of the planets, we're dealing with the energy of ourselves and how we can embody that energy, and how that energy can also be in the atmosphere, because we are all connected to that universal love. Okay, so if you go to a line of Jupiter, you will experience great luck, abundance, compassion, material possessions. Okay, looking to connect with your love of your life. You're going to have a golden career and a great line of success also with Jupiter. It's a positive line. It's also an abundant line. 3-3 on the clock. As we think of the energy of Jupiter, it's all about expanding out, exploring different aspects of ourselves in the world, adding on things that's essential for the growth, so we can have that energy of expansion. When we're dealing with expansion, it's beautiful. It's mimicked throughout nature, and it shows us in the trees, the grass. We have abundance of all. And also, us as celestial beings, we are abundant. We are eternal. And we are everlasting. Okay, so that's what Jupiter reminds me of. It's always going to have that positive energy and that energy of more and adding on things that's essential for the growth. Okay, if you go to a line of Saturn, it's all about responsibility, fundamental structure, learning values, angel number 1 energy, hard work, dedication, individuality, leadership, moving procrastination, building strong foundations, like Nipsey say, starting with one brick at a time to build a empower. Okay, always be familiar with that. So it's going to be a place of negative blockages, minor setbacks for major come ups. Okay, we have some individuals that is not going to go to those Saturn lines 1818. They don't want to deal with the transformational times and the drama, okay, and the negative blockages. That's what it deals with. But nothing is bad. You know, we have to look at things with a bird's eye view, and not to look at things as negativity. Look at things as love and positivity and expansion and a growing experience. You know, I love the energy of travel astrology, because it lets us know the energy of expansion, the energy to perceive a higher level of consciousness, you know, and the energy that we can remove ourselves from if it's not fulfilling for us. Okay, you have some individuals that live on a Saturn line for their life, for a lifetime, and they are unfamiliar of the energy of the atmosphere. You know, we want to go through the challenging moments. We want to face the darkness in the not so good times in order to ascend and build our character. But after a while, it get old. We do not want to stay there and live there for a long period of time, because we're going to continuously go to that repeated pattern. Okay, astral travel travel astrology. It shows us that we can be able to pack our things up, relocate, and live somewhere in a state of bliss and harmony with a great atmosphere, to be able to go out and see individuals that are more diverse, that are more supportive, that are more happy, and that is abundant and supporting others. There's nothing wrong with want to be in a space of loving energy. Even though you might be love yourself, you can always add on that greatness and that happiness externally. Always be familiar with that. So don't never be afraid to pack your things up and go if it's not working for you. At the atmosphere that you are at, you are able to change that situation for your highest good. Always be familiar with that. Now we're dealing with a Uranus line. That's my energy. This is a line you want to go to if you have been stagnant on answers that you need to be on questions, that need to be answered. Uranus is going to answer those questions for you. Okay? She's going to have you to come up with unexpected answers for those questions. Okay? This is a place individuals travel if they are feeling stuck and unstable, because Uranus give you the answers. Now, Uranus goes against the grain. She's about society, the rebel energy, okay? But she's also the energy of unstableness. So we always want to be able to have the understanding of the characteristics. Now, this is going to help you to have a balance with the lows and the highs, okay? This is a unstable energy. So this is a place you do not want to go to for a relationship on a Uranus line if you are having an imbalance and you need questions to be answered. Okay? Always be familiar with that. Now, we have the energy of Neptune. Neptune is a transformational planet. This is a line that you go to have a overstanding of oneself. Okay, you're going to explore the darkest depths of the soul to have evolution. This is the energy. Neptune deals with the mystical, the wildest childhood imagination, the 5D. Okay, the fun things in the world spiritually. It's like once we connect with Neptune, we are in tune with our spirituality. We have the understanding of oneself internally, and we also have the understanding of universal knowledge and universal love. Okay, so this is a great line to go to if you want to find yourself spiritually. Okay, and tap into the mysteries of the universe and your wildest childhood imagination. A lot of individuals go here to have a vacation in the Neptune line, but they do not stay there because you always have to be familiar. You can be resonating with the spiritual side so much better than the physical, and you could just love the spiritual energy. And I do, because the spiritual energy is like home for me. It is love, it's compassion, it's blissfulness, it's a space where we create the beautiful things the most. Okay, it's the space to receive the intuitive guidance and the impulses from the gods, the Atanakis, the higher intelligent beings. We see all the beautiful energy of the spirit animals, and we just connect to the spiritual energy, and it's so abundant to me. So I love the energy. But as us being spiritual beings, we have to be able to balance the physical and the spiritual. So we have to balance both aspects in order to have soul evolution. Excuse me. I had to move my whole location around today. but I'm teaching still. So, Neptune, go there if you want to visit and do a vacation, but don't stay there because it's that mystical and that 5D and that la la land. So we want to go there to find our spiritual side, but we want to have balance with the physical side as well. Okay, always be familiar with that. Pluto is transformational too. It's growth. And you go there to learn lessons. And you also connect with the energy of the beauty of the soul by working on yourself. So you go to a Pluto line to tap into the transformational times to have you to boss up. I always say that it's like, even these transformational lines, it's great to go to for soul evolution and be in tune with oneself. It's going to help us to become better. It's going to help us to vibrate to our highest good and to receive all the abundant things that we are deserving of by being able to face ourselves, face the crisis, face the challenges and the trials and tribulations, and be able to face them head on and be able to grow from them. That's what it's all about. It's all about learning, growing, ascending, and becoming. Okay? Then we're able to look back at the past as experiences, lessons learned, and look at the present as inspiration, drive, encouragement, being stoic, stepping into I am status, being present, being powerful, and knowing that those learning experiences from the past were growing pains, and we do not have to live in those wounds. We have learned from the experiences. We became better. And it's all good. It's all for our highest good. So they have the energy of the MC line. The MC line is symbolic to the sun energy. The line you will go to feel that warmth, that compassion, that love, that influence socially. Okay? Expressing yourself outwards and receiving that positive feedback. Okay? Being able to create harmonizing relationships. Being able to step out in your soul passion from the heart and have individuals support you. And you to shine your light and tap into your individuality. This is the place to go to be able to connect with the career, connect with people who's going to support you, and to have a great impact of influence, positivity, supporters, love, and great bliss. Always be familiar with that. Now, we have the energy of the DC line. Now, this is the place that the collective consciousness have been talking about. And they say the DC line is the line that individuals go to for their twin flame connections. My left eye blink. They go find the love of their lives. Okay? And if the DC line has Uranus on it, it's symbolic that you're going to find the answers for your love life. Okay? It's a perfect place to connect with partnerships if Uranus is on there, because it's the energy of the DC, which is close relationships, partnerships, and love. Okay? So it's different if you're just going to a separate Uranus line. Okay? If your Uranus line is on that DC, that is abundant for you for relationships. Okay? People have success, relationships, career choice. Okay? love lives, business. Everything is abundant for them once they go to their DC line. Okay, so this is where individuals is going and packing up and relocating to be able to live that blissful life. I always be familiar with that. And they have the energy of the IC line that deals with the energy of Cancer energy. Okay, partnerships in love, feeling at home, and also social relationships of communicating. Okay, so this the energy individuals go to become more social, to create harmonizing relationships as well. Okay, so they also have the nodes. Okay, when individuals go to the nodes, they are symbolic to having that deja vu of past experiences and also karma. They had the feeling of being there before if they travel their node lines. Okay, so we have the MC line, and that's how you are affected socially by your career, by your success, and public eye. Okay, so these are the aspects that's used in travel astrology. Okay, and as I read the energy of my birth chart and my map, I'm like, this is interesting. This is just a great experience, and it's something that I can be able to add to my everyday living of travel. And be able to travel and go to these places, get a journal, write down the experiences, and also read the map, read the insight and the interpretation on them, and see, is this resonating with me? Once I know the right hemisphere to go to, and I go to these places, and it's abundant, that I know for sure that this is the loving energy that I've been looking for. Okay, I always be familiar with that. So look at things from a bird's eye view, and not to be negative, but to be positively love, truth, morality, justice, peace, and divine unity. One love. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy and high vibes. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button. You leave me any comments, any questions, and also any requests in my description below. I'll be glad to assist you. I'm going to post the link in my description below so you can tap into your energy of travel astrology. I love you all so much. And I'm sending you all positive vibes and great healing vibes, career vibes, partnership vibes, all love. And I'll be back with more. 33 on the clock and 21 on the clock. Peace and love. I love you so much. Peace.